Well, good evening, everybody. This is live severe weather coverage. We've got multiple tornado warnings ongoing that's across Missouri right now. And we are going to be doing some live severe weather coverage here, covering this severe weather threat that's pushing across Missouri right now. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. We have this tornado warning that's currently in place for eastern Cherokee and northwestern Newton and western Jasper counties. This particular cell had actually had the potential of a tornado actually tracking into Missouri, which it actually may have, but it had dropped a tornado back in Kansas as it tracked over into Missouri, and this thing has been producing tornadoes, so it's definitely capable of producing more tornadoes as it tracks across Missouri here. This one kind of caught my eye because it was producing tornadoes, as I mentioned, tracking across Kansas and into Missouri. So that's what kind of sparked me to go live here, because this is a big time supercell, guys. Probably rain wrapped. It's definitely gonna be rain wrapped if it produces another tornado. But right now, guys, if you guys are in this tornado warning, you guys still need to be in your storm shelters. It's not confirmed any longer. The rotation has kind of broadened out a little bit. Let's go back over to velocity here. Show you how that rotation has kind of broadened out. It's a big rotation, guys. I mean, it's like the broad rotation's right over Coral Junction there, but this thing was producing when it was back towards Columbus, Kansas. Joplin, you guys look like you're gonna get some pretty intense winds off this. You're gonna encounter the rear flank downdraft here. Then you got the forward flank downdraft up here. That's going to be where all your hail is located. That hail core is pretty thick there. But yeah, you guys are probably going to encounter that rear flank downdraft going to come through Joplin. So you're going to get hammered with wind off that rear flank downdraft. But this is a big HP supercell. Really big HP supercell. These storms have been firing off tornado warnings. We only have a couple of tornado warnings left on some of these storms, but we still have some supercells going up here. Let's zoom in on this one. It's kind of near Garden City, a little bit south of Garden City there. But yeah, this one's a supercell as well. Then we got these tornado warnings down here. They're kind of all radar indicated. This one is expired, so this one only has 13 minutes left down here near Osceola. Osceola, you guys are still included in that tornado warning as well. We're gonna go down here and keep an eye on this big giant supercell here. So
weather alert, tornado warning, seek shelter immediately.
Guys are watching, thank you guys, and be sure to comment in the chat here. Let me know where you guys are checking in from this evening. It's kind of a late night severe weather coverage here, so it's been a busy week for storms and stuff. So yeah, this thing's still rotating. It's a big supercell. Switch over to velocity. Yeah, that thing's still rotating. It's still a pretty broad rotation there, though. You know how the audio is, things like that. Switch over to the full screen radar there. So it's still kind of broadly rotating over Coral Junction there. It's going to push towards Webb City area. Looks like another 12 minutes for this tornado warning. Also got some big time hail going with this as well. So tornado and 2-inch hail. Yeah, let's look at the Joplin, Carthage, Webb City, Coral Junction. Let's see, Baxter Springs. You guys are kind of out of that right now. So yeah, Webb City. You guys still need to be in your storm shelters. Coral Junction. It's kind of just rotating right over you guys right now. It's a real broad area of rotation. It's a pretty big, broad area of rotation right there. Table Rock Lake. Well, thank you for joining in on the severe weather coverage this evening. I'm gonna continue tracking some of these storms. I'm not sure how late I'll be on here, but figured we would go live here to track a few of these storms on the radar, since they're kind of, I mean, I know these storms have been producing tornado warnings throughout the day across Missouri, but currently it's 10:34, so it's nighttime. Tornadoes are going to be super hard to see at night, guys, so it's very important. If a tornado warning is issued in your area, you know, take it seriously. This storm, like I said, when it was back in Kansas, it's been producing when it was way back in Kansas, and it kind of made its way towards Missouri and still broadly rotating here. So eventually it's going to push towards the Carthage, Missouri area. So we're going to have to pay attention to it as it progresses towards the Carthage, Missouri area, and it's actually currently pushing in that direction right now. So if you guys are in Carthage, you still have plenty of time to get to your storm shelters. If you guys have not already, I would recommend that you go ahead and hop in those storm shelters, because, I mean, it's going to be rain wrapped, guys. So has there been any reports of anything on the ground? Yeah, there actually has been some reports. This particular supercell, it's been producing back in Kansas. So Columbus, Kansas, it was producing over towards Columbus, Kansas, and it kind of just went radar indicated as it kind of crossed over into Missouri, but it's still rotating. There has been some reports of this thing on the ground, so they've kind of shrunk the tornado warning here. Yeah, it's still rotating. Hop over to velocity. That broad rotation has now passed the Coral Junction area. It's kind of slightly north of Webb City. Right through here is where that broad rotation is located at. So north of Webb City. See, the bad thing about this supercell is it's pretty much by itself. So it's kind of has, I know some of the storms have ate up some of the ingredients from earlier today, but this is pretty much an isolated supercell, but it's really high precipitation. This tornado warning up here near Osceola, it's kind of still going for another 7 minutes. So that's going to be for St. Clair County, central St. Clair County. So it runs for another 7 minutes. Hop over to velocity and check that storm out. It's kind of still broad rotation there as well. I feel like this supercell down here is kind of the huge story though, because I mean it's pretty HP, and it's kind of tracking in an environment by itself, so should definitely continue watching it as it tracks across here.
Weather
They've
alert,
now
severe
issued a
thunderstorm
new
warning.
severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. So this is going to extend across to Reeds, Missouri. And it looks like Sarcoxie is actually outside that area. It's kind of a weird little polygon here, but as the storm continues to track, it's still going to have the possibility of producing a tornado, so Joplin, Missouri, you guys probably are still dealing with the RFD here, so it's not quite past you guys yet. That RFD kind of extends out there. And the thing about this is it could be recycling. That's possibly why we have this broad area of rotation here, and it's not a tight couplet anymore. It's just a real broad area of rotation, but it's still rotating. So you can see that area of rotation as I do the scans. You can still see it's rotating pretty good, but it's real broad. It's a real broad area, so we'll continue watching it. It's heading towards the Carthage, Missouri area, so still need to be in your storm shelters if you're in Carthage, Missouri. Another 4 minutes. I don't know if they'll extend the tornado warning. They probably will. But it's still, like I said, it's a broad area of rotation, so they might not. We'll have to see about that. If it tightens up, they'll definitely reissue another tornado warning along extended out, so. But it's still rotating real broadly. Rotation's still a little bit north. Latest radar scan, 10:37 p.m. It's currently 10:40. Yeah, this thing is just rotating real broadly right now, so it's not real tight on the couplet yet. We'll continue tracking it though, because this has a tornado possible tag on it, and you never know, as it continues progressing east, it could very likely end up tightening up a little bit. Another 3 minutes until this tornado warning is canceled. So it does look like you're going to be dealing with tennis ball size hail with this storm. So it's got a nice updraft on it, but it's still pretty HP there. High precipitation supercell, and you also got this stuff that it's interacting with back here that it could help it and it also could not. But that's what's kind of making it really high precipitation, is all of this rain and stuff that's feeding into it. But you can see that there's definitely still a hook. There's still a hook there, so it's still cranking along here. Carthage, Missouri, you guys are probably fixing to get some hail here. And it's severe warning for tennis ball size hail, so this is the big old hail core there, and it's going into Carthage, Missouri right now. You guys are probably going to be getting some hail here before too long. If not already. You should be receiving some right now, as a matter of fact, so 60-mile-per-hour winds, tornado possible tag with tennis balls possible. So this severe thunderstorm warning is for southeastern Cherokee County, northwestern Newton County in southwestern Missouri, and then southern Jasper County in southwestern Missouri. Runs until 11:15. And we do have a new tornado warning that was just issued on this storm. I figured that they would probably extend that, but I wasn't sure with how broad that rotation was. But this is exactly why they extended it, because it kind of tightened back up a little bit. It's still broad area, but it's kind of tightening back up a little bit, so they went ahead and extended that tornado warning. Still tennis ball size hail with this, but this is the new tornado warning for northeastern Newton County, western Lawrence County in southwestern Missouri, and Jasper County, as well as southwestern Dade County. So this is going to extend down into Sarcoxie, Stout City, just north of Monette, Missouri as well. Lockwood is also included in this. Avila, Missouri, Reeds, you guys are included in this. Carthage, Missouri, you guys are included in the new tornado warning. So you guys still have a little bit of time left to get into your storm shelters, but that rotation is approaching, so you guys should have already been in your storm shelters. If you guys live in Avila, Missouri, down to Reeds, Missouri, you guys need to go ahead and get into your storm shelters. This thing is headed towards the Avila, Missouri area. Stout City, go ahead and get into your storm shelters. Lockwood, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. Lockwood, you guys are kind of far north of it, but still recommend to be in your storm shelters. You guys are included in this tornado warning, so if you guys are in any of these towns, you guys need to be in your storm shelters right now. This thing is starting to crank back up, guys. And I had a feeling it was kind of just recycling, and I think that's exactly what it was doing. Because here we can see that broad rotation is now back. It's tightening up, but it's still a little bit broad there. It's still tighter than what it was, because we had a huge broad area. And so it's tightened back up a lot. This is going to be just to the west of Carthage, Missouri. Yeah, see, about 6.2 miles west to southwest of Carthage, Missouri. But it looks like it's going to head right towards Carthage, Missouri. You're going to experience some of this action. So we'll go back to full coverage radar here. That rotation, let's go ahead and go back to that, actually. So Brooklyn Heights, that's where this rotation is near Brooklyn Heights here. So this this is kind of what it looks like compared to the reflectivity. My rotation's broad area there, but it's kind of up in there, up in the rain a little bit here. It's kind of broadened out a little bit more now, but definitely need to keep an eye on this though. Eventually the storm's going to continue tracking potentially towards Miller, Missouri. And if it continues to rotate as it progresses to Greene County, we'll have to see as it continues to push east towards Greene County. So as of right now, this is the only tornado warning that we've got going on right now. And it's a pretty broad rotation. We do have a little bit of some rotation going on up here. Yeah, right there. Bit of some rotation there. Of course, this is north of Wheatland. Yep, sure enough, guys, this is a supercell that's north of Wheatland. Let's take a look at that rotation. It's not tornado warned at all either. But we've got some rotation, and that's let me circle that again and show you guys where that's located at. Yeah, that's right there in the updraft area of the storm. So you kind of have that notch that goes in here, and then the hook kind of comes down here. So it kind of forms that notch, and then you have that rotation that's going on right there. It's not tornado warned though, and it just went tornado warned. Yeah, I figured that they would probably tornado warn it though. It's like, I was wondering why that was not tornado warned with that circulation there. Because it was kind of a tight little couplet. So yeah, a new tornado warning out for northern Hickory County and southern Benton County in central Missouri. So that's going to be for a tornado and golf ball size hail. So Cross Timbers, you guys are included in that. Preston, and anybody in between those areas, you guys are included in that. So if you guys are in northern Hickory County or southern Benton County, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. That was a new tornado warning that was just issued for that area, and it's going to last for 39 minutes up there, so we'll keep an eye on that one. It's broad area of rotation. It's not really doing too good, but which is a good thing. It's definitely a good thing, but yeah, I was spot on that. Seen that supercell up there, and I was like, I was on the velocity scan, and I seen that circulation, and I was like, man, they really need a tornado warn this because it's rotating. This thing is just it's a huge mess down here. I mean, it's by itself, but then it's also interacting with this here, and then you have all of this that's pushing into it, which is causing it to be a pretty high precipitation supercell. We have these cells here as well. Yeah, let's keep an eye on both of these tornado warnings. This is a supercell. This is a supercell. This is a supercell. Busy few days here with severe weather happening. It's been non-stop, guys. Switch back over to velocity here. Now we have a few different circulations going on. I mean, some of these are broad areas of rotation. Just like this one. This it's kind of broadened out a little bit. I mean, but of course these are also, you know, amongst a lot of junk as well. This one, these supercells are kind of, they're going to kind of just compete with each other mostly. I mean, even kind of this one here, but this one's a little bit more isolated than these. So yeah, it looks like it's kind of shifted directions with these supercells. They're going to kind of merge together, I think. Possibly. That's what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to kind of come together. So, no more tornado possible tag on this one. This is it's going to be between this storm and this big O HP monster down here that was producing a tornado back in Kansas. We may also have to watch a couple of these cells up here as well. We'll change over to that radar up here. We may have to watch this cell as well. That's near Hartwell, Missouri, so we may have to watch that one. That's going to be near Hartwell. No tornado possible tag on this one, so I know some of this environment here was a little bit worked earlier, so worked up with some of those other storms that pushed through the area. Go back down to the Springfield radar here and keep an eye on these two cells. These are the two that's tornado warned. Let's take a look at velocity. It's pretty broad rotation. It's broadened out a lot since we last looked at this thing, so it's kind of just hanging out. That broad rotation is just kind of hanging out way down here, just kind of near Carthage, but it's a broad area. As of now, there's no way that, unless it tightens up, there's no way that this thing's going to drop a tornado right now. But that does not mean that you guys are cleared to exit your storm shelters just because it's a broad area of rotation. It's still rotating. It's still a rotating storm, and it could tighten up at any given moment. So we just need to keep an eye on it. But again, if you guys are in Carthage, you should already be in your storm shelters. Reeds, Missouri, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. Avila, Missouri as well. Sarcoxy, you guys should also be in there. Pierce City, Diamond, Missouri. This thing, it's kind of like it broadens out and then it kind of acts like it's going to try to get its act together, but then it's still like a huge broad area of rotation here. Well, we'll keep an eye on it. Same way with this one, though. I mean, this one looks a little bit better than the one down there by Carthage, but again, it's still a broad area of rotation. It's not... It's definitely not tightening up. I mean, this one would probably have a better chance of tightening up based off this recent velocity scan compared to this mess down here, but then again, you look at it, you look at this supercell, and it possibly could be trying to get its act together, because it's starting to kind of see that hook that's starting to kind of come down here. Yeah, guys, I have a feeling... Yeah, I think it's going to go south of Carthage. I have a feeling it's heading south of Carthage. I mean, that's where the rotation's at. I mean, the broad area of rotation's now south of Carthage. So it's kind of moving more in this direction. Kind of towards, like, Sarcoxy and that direction. It's just got a massive... I mean, it's just... got this massive hook on it. I mean, that's it's gonna be the RFD side of it. Still looking at tennis balls, though. I mean, it's a decent Hellcore. Man, that's a interesting supercell up here too, man. Cross timbers. This thing's got a hook on it. It's not as messy as the one down here, but yeah, this thing's got a decent hook on there. Switch over to velocity. Look at that. I mean, it's still broad. It's still a broad area of rotation as well, but it's definitely rotating right there. Right there in the updraft base, where we would definitely look for an updraft. And that's exactly where it's rotating at. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Another 29 minutes for this tornado warning. So that's going to be until 11:30. And that's for northeastern Hickory and southeastern Benton counties. So if you guys are in any of those counties, you guys need to be in your storm shelters, because this thing could wrap up. I mean, they both have potential, but I mean they're both broadly rotating, but it's, you never know with these supercells. They can definitely change quickly. And it's got a huge Hellcore on it as well, up here in the forward flank downdraft. It's got a huge Hellcore in it. So it's definitely a pretty intense supercell. I mean, it's not weakened down much, but the rotation is just broad, really broad on these storms. Top back down here to this messy looking thing. It's kind of got an interesting notch going on here. Yeah, there's a interesting notch going on there, so inflow notch. So yeah, it's not looking. It's definitely an interesting supercell, but it's not looking good on velocity scans. It's just really broad area. Well, yeah, just a real broad rotation right now. I mean, it could definitely intensify those, so we'll keep an eye on it. And let's see, Reeds, Missouri, it should be approaching. It's kind of going in that direction, but it also has like a more of a southeastern direction to it as well. So I mean, let's take a look here. Yeah, I think it's going to go in the direction towards Sarcoxy. As of now, I definitely think it's heading towards the Sarcoxy area. Right now, Reeds, Missouri, you guys are located right here, and you guys are mostly in the forward flank downdraft of this storm. The hook is about somewhere about 8 to 9 miles to the southwest of you guys. So Sarcoxy, you guys are still about 10 miles out from you guys. So yeah, it's kind of shifted a little bit of a direction here. It looks like it's mostly going to go. It definitely shifted towards a southeastern direction, but it could push east again. We'll have to watch this because it's a big messy storm here. But the thing about this is I mean, it's not weakening. It's definitely still staying, you know, pretty intensified. Again, this tornado warning is going to be for northeastern Newton County, western Lawrence County, Jasper County, and Dade County, and southwestern Missouri. So if you guys are in any of those counties, you guys need to be remaining in your storm shelters, because this supercell, it's a big messy supercell here, and it's a pretty big HP supercell. So you will definitely, I mean, it's dark out anyways. I mean, it's 11 o'clock at night, so you guys are definitely not going to be able to see a tornado coming whatsoever. But always remember, if a tornado warning is issued in your area, immediately take shelter. You don't want to wait until you see the tornado to be taking shelter. We'll hop back up here to this supercell near Cross Timbers. Let's go over to the velocity scan on this one. Check out a few of these cells as well. This one kind of shifted. This supercell starting to hook around. It shifted a little bit more towards the southeast here. It's kind of north of Clinton, Missouri. A little bit of some rotation there as well. But this one's this severe thunderstorm warning is mostly for 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. These are radar indicated tornado warnings, but hop back down here. So yeah, it looks like this supercell has kind of shifted a little bit more towards the east now, but it did have that southeastern direction, but it's kind of still staying like southeastern, but also eastern direction as well. So good news is the tornado warning for southwestern Dade County was canceled. That's because the tornadic thunderstorm has moved out of the warned area. So if you're in southwestern Dade County, you guys can go ahead and crawl out of those storm shelters. But we still have a tornado warning in effect until 11:30 for western Lawrence and southeastern Jasper County. Hop over here to velocity, and it's kind of starting to rotate again. I mean, it's been rotating, but it's kind of starting to get that tighter look to it. It's still broad area, but it's definitely kind of trying to tighten up there a little bit. So yeah, if you guys are in Diamond, Missouri, you guys need to be in your storm shelters. Reeds, Missouri, you guys should be in your storm shelters. Sarcoxy, you guys should go ahead and be in your storm shelters. All the way down to Wentworth down here, you guys should also be in your storm shelters as well. So this is moving at 20 miles per hour. It's only radar indicated right now, but this thing's also pretty broad in rotation over there. Yeah, it's kind of starting to get a little bit of a messy look too up here in Cross Timbers. But man, this thing's just cranking at it. I mean, it's a high precipitation supercell for sure. You can see the hook in it. Forward flank's going to be up here. And then it's going to kind of just hook around here. It's a pretty big hook. Switch back over to velocity. Yeah, so it's still rotating here. Let's see, it's going to be about 7.7 miles west-southwest west-southwest of Reeds. So this is going to be pretty much directly south, about 5.7 miles south of Carthage. Let me know if you guys have any questions or anything like that. Drop them in the chat. Love to hear from you guys. I know it's a pretty late severe weather coverage, but I wanted to provide a little bit of some severe weather coverage this evening, especially since I'm not storm chasing tonight. I figured I would provide some severe weather coverage for everybody with some of these night storms that are pushing through. Try to keep people safe out of these storms. So yeah, you guys still need to be in your storm shelters. Another 16 minutes. I would think that they would probably issue another tornado warning. Well, we'll have to see, because I mean we're still 16 minutes out, so we'll see how the storm develops over time. And with this recent scan, I would highly doubt that they would issue another tornado warning based off this recent scan, because the rotation is kind of just went down the drain a little bit. So again, this thing it's pretty messy. I mean, you can still define the hook on it, but it's kind of grungy here, so the only thing is, unless a new circulation pops up over here somewhere, like if this big ball of mesh just kind of merges together, you might be able to get a new circulation going somewhere. Oops, I don't know why I have that on, but the other thing that's kind of standing out to me with this particular cell is, if you guys look at this blue line that goes across Granby to Neosho, that kind of indicates to me that could be an outflow boundary, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Yeah, that's definitely an outflow boundary. Yeah, that's definitely an outflow boundary on this storm. It kind of stretches out from, crosses Granby down to Neosho. That's what I kind of thought. So that could be why the storm is kind of weakening. That outflow boundary is probably going to cut the storm off. Which again is a good thing, because I mean, otherwise if we wouldn't have that outflow boundary, it could still be cranking along, but we'll still have to see, because if it can anchor down on that outflow boundary, it could go bonkers again. So we'll have to see about that. Yeah, that's a little outflow boundary that's extending off that storm. And that's part of the reason why the circulation kind of went down the drain there. So I noticed on that scan, let's go back to that velocity. I noticed it was kind of keeping that broad area of rotation, and here right after that scan, there was that new scan there that kind of went to an area. I mean, it was still broadly rotating a little bit, but it kind of just went down the drain. And if we go back here, you can see this is when the outflow boundary appeared to start popping up. And that's when it appears that that particular circulation kind of started going down the drain there. So outflow boundaries are typically not good for supercells, because that just means they're starting to become outflow dominant. It can kill off tornado potential. Start moving more towards a hail and damaging wind threat after that, but typically a no-go for tornadoes once they start getting outflow boundaries, unless they can anchor down on them. If they can, sometimes you can get supercells that can ride right on top of those outflow boundaries, and it helps them out a lot with tornado potential, but I don't think, because that outflow boundary is about 5 miles. Yeah, about 5 or 6 miles out ahead of it, so it's probably more than likely not going to be good for it. It's just going to kind of kill the tornado potential at least. But we'll see. It's not looking as good anymore. We don't have that defined inflow notch going into it. We had that defined inflow notch right there, and if you go a few scans up, it starts finally kind of diminishing here. Then eventually it kind of just goes away as soon as that outflow boundary pops up out ahead of it. Again, if this outflow boundary kind of kills it off, I mean, that's good, because it'll kill off that tornado potential. Definitely don't want tornadoes happening. That's for sure, especially after dark. Nighttime tornadoes are the worst. And as a storm chaser, I love chasing storms and obviously researching these things and tornadoes and stuff, but it's definitely one of those things where, you know, you don't want them to happen, because it just causes destruction for people. I mean, I would be quite happy to see tornadoes just out in the middle of a field somewhere, not causing destruction to towns and stuff. Another 8 minutes for this tornado warning. I would assume that they're probably going to probably not issue another one after this. I mean, it's still kind of got a little bit of some broad rotation to it, but I'm still kind of concerned about that outflow boundary that extends out ahead of it, goes down to around Neosho. Flash flood warning has also been issued too, so that's caused by this messy junk down here that's going on. A lot of severe weather happened today, though. Yesterday, a lot of severe weather happened across Oklahoma. Went down there and chased some as well. And they issued a moderate risk. But tornadoes didn't quite, I mean, they just didn't excuse me, they just didn't get going that good. So something just wasn't adding up, I think, ingredient wise down there in Oklahoma yesterday. It was still a pretty fun chase, though. I mean, got on some storms, but it was messy. I mean, it was pretty hazy to. It was just a real hazy. There was just like a haze that made it real difficult to see like the bases of the storms, and rotation kind of just had to be like right there on you. But nonetheless, it was still a pretty fun chase. Seems like these moderate risk, though, they kind of just underperform sometimes. But that's also not a bad thing. But they also just issue these risks just because, you know, the ingredients are there for a moderate risk, so they kind of just issue those risks. Just in case. I mean, obviously, if the ingredients show that it's there, you know, soundings are showing, hey, these storms are going to have the potential, then they're going to issue, you know, the risk that's needed, whether that's an enhanced risk, a moderate risk, a high risk. Yeah, sometimes those moderate risks, they just underperform sometimes, and then sometimes the best days happen on the enhanced risk days. Yeah, this storm has 5 more minutes on the tornado warning. I mean, they did issue another severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be for northeastern Newton County, northwestern Berry County, western Lawrence County, and Jasper County. And that runs until let's see here. Until midnight. So yeah. That's going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds and golf ball size hail, with a tornado possible tag on this as well. They're continuing that tornado possible tag on it. I still don't really know about that with the. I mean, yeah, you still have these little circulations going on, but like this circulation back here. Most of this is going to be a hail core, pretty much. I mean, there's going to be some hail in that. But yeah, you still have a little bit of some circulation going on there, but it's just this little outflow feature that's out ahead of the storm. I think they're going to let that tornado warning expire up here 11:30, so it's 11:26 right now. That was for northeastern Hickory and southeastern Benton counties. Probably going to let that one expire. Kind of looks a little messy anyways. It's another one for 1-inch hail, 60 mile per hour wind gust. It's going to be up near Leesville. Yeah, not looking the greatest anymore. That supercell down here, it's not looking the greatest anymore. So, I mean, it's just like, you know, you have the circulation's going on in it, but I don't think it's probably going to fight itself, especially with that little outflow boundary that kind of extends off of it. I think it will probably try to fight itself. It's probably trying to keep its circulation going, but the outflow boundary or the outflow feature on this storm is going to kind of just weaken it down eventually, I would assume. So far, it's not, I wouldn't say weakened, but it's definitely not organized. I mean, it's still a pretty intense storm, but it's not organized as far as rotation goes. And a lot of that has to do with this little outflow feature that we got going on. Kind of extends down to Stark City, so we'll watch it a couple more scans just to see what it does. Yeah, tornado warning blank, so they may have canceled that. Yeah, that's expired. Tornado warning expired for that. I don't know why it's not going away though. Yeah, well, it expires at 11:30, but it's technically expired. Yeah, so that's basically going to be what it is. Just like this warning says, you know, the tornado threat diminished, and it'll be allowed to expire. But large hail and damaging winds will remain the threats here for this particular storm. And yeah, it's kind of what I was explaining. I mean, I had that concern here with that outflow feature. Kind of extends right there. Go ahead and do like a little analysis here for you guys, but it was doing pretty good there for a minute, and then had a little bit of some rotation going on with it, broad area of rotation, and it probably could have kept, you know, chucking away at it if this little outflow feature wouldn't have formed out ahead of it. But yeah, it had a pretty broad area of rotation, and then this outflow feature popped up out ahead of it, which has basically diminished that tornado threat. As I was saying, outflow features are no-goes for tornadoes because, you know, they can anchor down on them sometimes, but most of the time, some of these outflow features, they advance way out ahead of these storms, and it kind of just undercuts them, kind of just basically diminishes the tornado potential, shifts it over to damaging winds and large hail threat. This cell here is definitely going to have that damaging wind and large hail threat, 60 mile per hour winds, and some golf ball size hail with it. That's what the severe warning is. But other than that, I just don't see tornado potential out of this supercell. I mean, they let the tornado warning expire. I mean, I think they were pretty much in agreement with what I said. I mean, that outflow feature just kind of took it over. It kind of just let it, you know, it fought with itself for a minute is basically what it done. It had that circulation, and it kind of continued having little circulations going on, and it was fighting itself with this outflow boundary, causing it to basically, eventually just undercut the tornado potential. But yeah, so it looks like no more tornado potential with that particular cell. And they also have let the one up there, is it Hickory County, I believe? They let that one expire as well. And it looks like the majority of these are just severe thunderstorm warnings. So most of this is probably going to be wind and hail. That's probably what it's going to be. This cell had a pretty good run at it, though, guys. I mean, it went through Kansas and crossed over into Missouri. And now it looks like it's just going to basically just have that wind and hail threat with it now, with that outflow boundary out ahead of it. So with that being said, guys, I guess I'll go ahead and cut the stream off. It does not look like there's any more tornado warnings going on. Mostly hail and wind. So, yeah, tornado threat has kind of diminished with this cell, and they just, it had a pretty good run at it, though. So, I'll go ahead and cut the stream off here. I want to thank you guys for joining in on live severe weather coverage this evening. If you guys want, and if you guys have any severe weather photos, hail, damaging wind, damage, or tornadoes, any sort of pictures that you guys would like to submit to me, you guys can submit those to me on my Facebook page at Hunter Smith Storm Chaser. You can DM them to me and get a chance at getting some of your photos featured on the page if you guys have anything you want to share with me. So you guys can head over there and submit your photos to me via DM. So if you guys don't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. I do live severe weather coverage here on the YouTube channel, and I also upload some storm chasing content too. So whenever I'm out storm chasing and I get storm footage, I also upload that right here on my channel as well. Be sure to follow me on my Facebook at Hunter Smith Storm Chaser. As I mentioned, that's where you can submit your weather photos. So be sure to head over there and follow me on my Facebook as well. I do forecast on there, and I also post a lot of storm chasing content on there as well. So be sure to head over there and smash that follow button. But with that being said, guys, I want to thank you guys for joining in on the live severe weather coverage this evening. It was definitely a late night live severe weather coverage, but we got it done here. So I thank you guys for joining in, and we'll catch you guys on the next live stream.